Well, after months of deadlock, President Hamid Karzai has agreed to go head-to-head with his rival Abdullah Abdullah in a runoff on November the 7th. Well, we've got Dr. Abdullah Abdullah live on the line with us from Kabul. Dr. Abdullah, thank you so much for joining us here on Bloomberg News. Obviously, great news on the runoff for you, but realistically speaking, will the November result be any different? In the first round, even with those million votes missing, Karzai still had more votes than you.
I think the electoral process took care of part of the fraud, but still, I think there was a message, and a strong message to the Afghan people and to the international community that fraud did not decide the outcome of the elections. So that's though that issue of fraud was partially taken care of through the electoral process because it was based only on 2-3 criteria and sampling methods, but still, I think it opened a new chapter. One chapter is behind us. There will be challenges still, and one is the issue of the time, as well as the winter, and also the same institutions dealing with this issue. So with certain measures, I have not come up with the specific recommendations or conditions on that regard, but with certain measures, one can have a better environment and more transparency in the elections, and hopefully there is a change as a result of the runoff.
Now, we've heard you speaking at a press conference just a few minutes ago. You said runoff is the only way forward. Does that mean you're ruling out coalition government completely?
I think as far as I'm concerned, mine has been an agenda for change. That's not just change in the leadership, but administration, the system, parliamentary system versus presidential system, which we have today, and more decentralized system. So to give the people of Afghanistan a stake in the process, in the political process, issues of governance and so on and so forth. That's a broad agenda, and I don't see a chance in these remaining days for getting the other side agreeing on this agenda. But at the same time, here is a constitutional call. The constitution of Afghanistan calls for two top candidates. If there wasn't over 50% to go for a runoff, it doesn't leave a room for anything else. There are these issues coupled with this. I'll be pursuing that agenda, and I'm prepared to go for a runoff.
Okay, Mr. Abdullah, I just want to get another question in there. Obviously, the issue of security, some polling stations saw no turnout because of that fear. In August, attacks on the day, what about 50 people were dead. Would you make your people go through a political turmoil like this, all so you could have another chance once again?
No, I think had there been any other choice to deal with the issue of constitutional issue, as well as to be able to bring some changes, because one of the problems here in Afghanistan has been that while the support from the international community continues, and it's there, because of the issues of governance and failures of our administration here, we don't see progress. So if that agenda was possible to reach through other means, I would have been open to this. But we are left with a few days, campaign days, before the election day. So I'd rather focus on this than to think about other scenarios which might not be possible at all.
Okay, thank you so much for joining us here on Bloomberg News. Dr. Abdullah Abdullah, one of the two presidential candidates in the November the 7th vote in Afghanistan.